Metal fans and vinyl enthusiasts rejoice because Metallica is putting out a turntable with the help of the folks over at Pro-Ject. This is looking like one of the most ridiculous turntables that has ever been created. So let's dive into it. According to Pro-Ject's product release, Pro-Ject is thrilled to preview the new special edition Metallica Artist Series turntable, designed and handmade in Europe. The Metallica team chose Pro-Ject as their collaborative partner to create a Metallica-themed record player, continuing the brand's proud tradition of collaborating with artists. If you don't know who Pro-Ject are, they are a turntable and high-end audio manufacturer that is based in Austria. They design their products there and they manufacture them around Europe. They've been a huge part of the vinyl resurgence, particularly as a leader within the sort of middle of the entry-level turntable category. Turntables that are $300 to $700, that range. They make these really bare bones turntables that don't have a lot of bells and whistles and don't have a lot that can go wrong, meaning that you get a turntable that is super reliable and sounds great at a really good value. Along with brands like U-Turn, Rega, and Fluence, they've been a leader in this segment for many years now. In fact, my first real turntable was a Pro-Ject Essential, which I paid about $300 for. It sounded great, lasted me for many years, and is a big part of why I am so into vinyl today. As mentioned, Pro-Ject does do a lot of these collaborations with artists. The most notable ones are the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. To this point, most of these turntables have mostly been putting a new coat of paint on one of their existing models, making something that looks like one of the albums, or they did like a George Harrison model. These are really, really cool. In fact, I was very, very close to buying the Sgt. Pepper's model a few years back. It looks awesome, come on. You know, unique turntables aren't something new to Pro-Ject. They put out some pretty ridiculous models, even stuff that's in more of the entry level. They have turntables that you can hang on your wall. They have stuff that's very just quirky and unique, really bizarre. So making statement pieces is nothing new to them, and even some of their band collaborations have been statement pieces as well. The Metallica turntable is far from just a new coat of paint on an existing turntable. This thing has been customized from the bottom up. This thing looks absolutely ridiculous, insane, and like nothing else that Pro-Ject or really any other turntable manufacturer has ever designed. From the mirrored finish to the points of the star, this thing looks badass. This thing is absolutely stunning. Like, it looks exactly like the Metallica star. It's shiny, it's pointy. They've really nailed it. I mean, if they were looking to design a turntable that looks like it could hurt someone, they got it. This thing looks heavy and not just like it weighs a lot. Like, this thing looks like heavy metal. I think is really interesting is just the sheer size of it. The average turntable ends up being about 13 by 17 inches. Judging by the photos alone, I mean, they haven't released the dimensions yet. This thing looks like it's probably 2 feet by 2 feet. That is a sizable piece of electronics. You would need to I'd need to reconfigure my furniture. I'd probably need to buy new pieces to even be able to have this function in my house. So you have to be a really hardcore Metallica fan to want to even buy this, let alone to use it as your primary record player. Dive into it a little bit further. It looks like they have borrowed some parts from different turntables and sort of made this kind of Frankenstein to make this gargantuan, ridiculous Metallica turntable be able to appropriately play records and to justify its price point. To me, this actually has a lot of comparisons to the turntable that they did to commemorate the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Although the Beatles' Yellow Submarine is a lot more cartoonish, kind of whimsical, versus the dangerous, in-your-face look of this Metallica turntable, there's a lot that looks like it's quite similar and some major differences as well. They both look like they have the same basic S-shaped tone arm. However, the Metallica cartridge is slightly better than the one that comes with the Beatles cartridge. Also, as mentioned in the CNET article about this turntable, they mentioned that this is a variable speed motor, where most of the lower end Pro-Ject models, including the Yellow Submarine turntable, you need to manually change the speed if you want to play 33 or 45 RPMs, where there is a button on the Metallica one to perform that switch for you in the motor. Something else is that the vertical tracking is adjustable. Most of the lower end Pro-Ject turntables do not have this feature. They are marketing this as an audiophile turntable, and I guess this is a step towards that, because if you were to replace the cartridge that comes with it, which you're easily able to do with the removable head shell, you may need to move the tone arm up or down so that it can appropriately sit on your records and you get accurate sound. So the Beatles turntable is about a third of the price of the Metallica as far as the major store retail price, and a lot of it looks the same. However, there are some internal pieces that are quite different, and they've really tried to make it a little bit shinier, and a lot of it has to do with the actual appearance of the turntable that is leading to the cost. So if you are not super familiar with turntables, you may see the $1,500 price tag and think that it is absolutely outrageous. If that's in comparison to, say, like a Crosley Cruiser or suitcase style turntable that's about $100, this seems like a lot, but really when it comes to turntables, the sky is the limit. I mean, people will spend tens of thousands of dollars on a turntable. Basically anything under $1,000 is even considered entry level, even though that you can still get incredible sound, including from many of the Pro-Ject models themselves. Once you get into $1,500, that is a much more, I'll say, serious vinyl enthusiast level, but it's not a ridiculous number. Pro-Ject is very good at giving bang for your buck, so I do trust that they have put a lot of additional engineering and a lot of the electronics, the parts that go into it, kind of make that $1,500 an appropriate price, where the Metallica tax or anything that has Metallica's name associated with it costs a little bit more, but I don't think it's an outrageous amount. Judging by just how ridiculous this thing is, it probably costs a lot of money to build from the ground up. So this has been announced and will be coming later this summer, and I'm sure we'll get more details then, but in the meantime, I gotta say, I am pretty excited for this. This is so cool. Will I buy one? Hell no, but will I search out a Pro-Ject dealer to go take a look at it and see how ridiculous it is in person? Absolutely. I am so looking forward to this. I mean, I think this is really interesting. I hope that there's more of these artist collaborations in the future, lots of these unique, quirky, weird turntables, and I think that it's something that we'll see more of in the future, but maybe you think it's a total gimmick. Is this something that is just being produced to get a large sum of money out of Metallica fans' hands? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.